Here we go. We are live, straight politicking on all you mofos. I'm Alex Alonso 101. I'm sitting here with my co-host Munchie B, the mayor. And last week, Munchie, you said something about, didn't Monster Kody Book have 383 pages?
Right.
I never even knew that to be the case. But I decided to look at the book since I got, I got every single gang book ever written in the history of America in the last 100 years on these bookshelves. There's a bookshelf that you guys can see here on camera behind Munchie B. I have another bookcase to my left, and then I got a variety of whole nother set of books. So I pretty much got every single book you could think of. So I got the Monster Kody book right here. Now check this out. Look at all them damn Post-its that are in the page there. And hopefully you guys on camera can see I got pink Post-its in there, yellow Post-its, green Post-its. I got handwritten notes. And the book ends on page 383. Never even paid no attention to that.
Yeah, I caught that when I was younger, reading it in juvenile hall.
Yeah. That's a long book, actually. A good book is like 200 pages. But, autobiography can be whatever you want it to be. Hey, look, right here, I just opened up to page 239. When we got on Normandie, I started reading the walls. The brims, it seemed, had resurfaced with a little force. Once we passed Gage and moved into our hood, the writing became more pronounced, more violently scrawled on things. No doubt, the sign of a neighborhood at war. Graffiti, although mainly used for advertising, can also function as messages to enemies, evil spirits, that this territory is protected. And it's not like we didn't give you a fair warning. Beware of Eight Trays was written on several places along Normandie Avenue. I found that amusing. Turning onto 69th, I felt a pang of nostalgia for the block, my stopping grounds, my space.
I mean, that man got away with words.
Hey, man, I dug out one of my Monster Kody interviews over the phone, and I was listening to it. I found a 19-minute one I was actually feeling a little emotional just listening to me and Monster Kody just chop it up on the phone, knowing that he's not here anymore. And I haven't listened to this call that I just found was from 2019. So this was either 2019 or 2018. And it was like, wow, I'm listening to myself talking to a dead person. It's weird,
Yeah, man. You guys, you don't delete nothing. You don't lose nothing. No, for real. What made you go look for it, though?
Just because we've been speaking on him.
The recent events?
Yeah, and I know I have some good me and Monster, we had like some plans to do some projects together. And even though Kev Mack did get the Monster Kody interview, I could have had the Monster Kody interview, but I didn't want to put Monster Kody on YouTube. I wanted to do something bigger. I wanted to make this something more for maybe the big screen or maybe television. So I didn't want to put him on YouTube right away. Just like with my Craig Munson interviews. Kev Mack eventually interviewed Craig Munson, and he threw it on YouTube. I got 3 video interviews with Craig Munson. I got 10 or 15 audio interviews with Craig Munson that I've never put out because I wanted to make a bigger story about him. Once you put somebody on YouTube, it kind of like devalues the story if you're trying to take it to Netflix or HBO or A&E or something like that. So that's why I've been sitting on the stuff.
It seems like Netflix is everybody go these days.
Yeah, Netflix is
but I don't you gotta be clouded up or you gotta know people, you know what I'm saying? With the Netflix thing.
Yeah, Netflix is one of those networks that I have never had anything on, but I've gotten some good relationships with HBO, A&E, History Channel. Never been able to mess with Netflix, but it ain't that because I haven't tried hard enough. It's just, look, when Monster Kody passed, I was like, damn, this dude, that was a waste. I mean, I don't want to say it's a waste of time, but I had all these ideas that him and I would talk about. I didn't really want him to do any big interview on the YouTube, but of course I wasn't going to hate on Kev Mack to do it. He was doing that for Cutes. Monster Kody was, because Monster Kody and OG Cutes are close.
Childhood.
They grew up in the same neighborhood, and Cutes has a great relationship with Kev Mack. So it only made sense for him to go on there and do the interview. So, but yeah, I didn't want to do the same thing with Craig Munson. I'm still thinking that one day Craig Munson's gonna call me up and say, "Hey man, what's up with all the all that content you got?" I got Craig Munson at Venice Beach, going back to the bodybuilder place where he made a name for himself. I got him in his house. I got him with with other folks at different events, some OGs, So and nobody's ever seen none of that content ever.
Well, I would say, because I know how you carry your projects you taking on, right? And you take your time with it, because you want, you know what I'm saying, you with the perfection. But when you dealing with older people, man, you kind of got to speed it up, bro. You don't know how long they gonna be here.
That's why with Craig Munson, I feel it's very important. I wasn't thinking that with Kody. I wasn't thinking that with Sanyika Shakur, because I wasn't expecting bro to drop dead.
Nah, but see,
he wasn't old.
Man, what? Hold on, how many years ago did Monster pass?
He died in like 2021 or 2022, somewhere in there.
Okay, so right now he in his 60s.
He was born in 63, so he would be, how old would he be today?
Okay. He will be 64.
64 or 60? He's 63, because we're in 2020. He would be 62, turning 63 this year. He was born in 63, so we're in 2026. So he turned 60 in 2020.
I think he should be 63 right now, bro.
Well, his birthday didn't come yet. He's 62, turning 63 later this year.
Okay. People up there, bro, you gotta like kind of not rush it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Because you done had interviews lined up that you was like, okay, I'm gonna get to it, and they passed away, and you wasn't able to interview them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the guy from Campanella was the one that really breaks my heart. Len Wu, OG Len Wu, co-founder of Campanella Park Pyro. Seen him at the park one day. Was at Campanella Park, hanging out there with all the Campanellas. He's like, "Here's my number. Hit me up. Let's do it." And then he died.
Yeah, man. like these people that's staples and like they got more life behind them than ahead of them. So you got to kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. But that's my Monster Kody book. This is, it's crazy. This book right here, I have to. I feel bad to admit it, but I stole this book. I stole this book.
Who you jacket from?
I stole it. It says it right here on the side. You want to take a guess where I stole it from? It's stamped where this book belonged to. I hate to admit it, but hey, I stole this book like, what, 30 years ago?
From
It's
where?
University of Southern California Library. I should actually. Hey, I've donated so much money to USC in recent years.
What you about to say? You should actually what?
Like return the book,
Man, knock
or
it off,
or replace
man.
the book.
Nah, man, you good.
Nah, I actually paid off one of my dad's debts from an eviction. I didn't have to, but I felt like I needed to, because the owner of this building was pretty good to us. He could have kicked us out, had us on the street. But I've donated plenty of money to USC over the years, so I think I've repaid stealing this $25 book. Actually, the price on the back of the book is $9.95 for the USA, $12.99 for Canada. But the reason why I took it, bro, I had no money back then. I was a starving student. I was doing my research. I was fresh at USC. I was starting my book collection at that time. And I was like, damn, I definitely need to put this book in my collection, but I got no money to buy it. So I jacked it.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this because okay, I try not to refer to the comments because we got viewers across all platforms, audio also. But in the comments, they was referring to our last straight politicking episode with ODM Slim, and I said that the New York cats looked at the Monster Kody book like a Bible, and I said like something to the effect like them learning how to gangbang from that book. Now, I've never been in New York in my life, bro. I'm going off what New Yorkers said. that's all I could go off of. I'm not just gonna make nothing up. So I mean, if that ain't the case, or it ain't the case, you know what I'm saying? Because people get things wrong and narratives wrong on East Coast about the West and vice versa. But yeah, I noticed I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But this came from people from the East Coast, bro, from New York.
Yeah, I'm almost certain all them first generation Bloods and Crips in New York, which would have been like 93, 94, 95, all read Monster Kody's book. I mean, New York got millions of people, bro. I mean, New York is like double the size of LA.
But what I'm saying is, what I heard in the past, they got gamed up and got a lot of knowledge from Monster Kody's book and implemented that with their game banging.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay,
that book was very influential.
But see, what I do overstand is you got the New Yorkers that like, we from New York, and that Blood and Crip stuff is West Coast stuff. Man, forget all that, and they got New York pride.
Well,
but I'm saying this to say it wasn't no knock on New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's probably more with the generation that started gang banging in the 90s in New York. I doubt the youngsters today are reading Monster Kody's book.
No, not today. But back then, like when that book came out, what, in the early 90s?
93.
Right, and that's 9 Tray Gangsters. I believe they said they named 9 Tray because they started in 93.
Yeah, they named themselves 9 Tray.
Yeah, but yeah, ain't no disrespect. I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was quite a few books that came out in 93 too. Always Running by Luis came out. He's from Lomas. That also came out in 93.
Okay, you say you got all the gang books on your show. You got Inside the Crips with something Simpson.
Colton Simpson.
Colton Simpson.
From Harlem Crip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I read that when I was
I got the hardback on that, and if you want, for those that are interested in that book, you can go to streetgangs.com, click on the store, and you can order a copy. I got that available in the streetgangs.com store.
You think he's still alive?
He's in prison. Yeah, I talk to him from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, now that you mentioned him, I should definitely reach out to him and see how he's doing. Haven't talked to him lately. I got a handful of letters from Mr. Simpson.
Yeah, I read his book when I was locked up. Yeah.
Yeah, I got in fact, there's a book that I haven't read by Cupcake. I didn't even realize she was also from Harlem Crip.
No, she's from Eight Tray.
I mean, I'm tripping. She was also, I wanted to say she's also from Eight Tray because I was listening to the conversation that me and Monster had, and he actually came up with this great idea of getting all the Eight Trays that wrote books and get them on street. I guess on my platform, and I'll do an interview. That would have been him. It would have been Judson Bacot, and it would have been her, Cupcake, and Melvin Farmer. Can you believe there's been 4 or 5 people from Harlem from Eight Tray Gangster that have wrote books? Yeah.
Cupcake Brown. I read her book. Her book long too, bro.
Yeah, it is long. I have it here. I haven't read it, somewhere around here. Cupcake Brown.
But hers, it go dull for a minute, like until it get exciting again.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, Cupcake. I read that too with the little sparkly little cover.
Yeah, I never realized that she was from Eight Tray. And then you got Melvin Farmer. He got a book about.
You didn't realize it. She said in the book.
I didn't read the book yet.
Oh, okay.
Someone just told me to get it. In fact, I think. I don't remember how I got the book, but
she been through a lot.
I was just listening to a conversation that me and Monster Kody had, and we were talking about her.
Foster care, all that. Like, I mean, she been through a lot.
And then, oh man, he didn't like Judson Bacot's book.
What's the name of his? Do you remember?
It's got a crazy title, like urban, the formation of a bunch of urban terrorists or something like that. The title is pretty self-deprecating.
Man,
would you call yourself an urban terrorist? Even though you might have done some urban terror, it's just a really strong label to put on yourself. And it goes into like legal definitions. The federal government can call gang members terrorists by law. But do you want to put that title on yourself? That's the question.
Well, we did. Because, like, the generation before me came with this CMT thing, the chain I was wearing.
Yeah.
It's Crenshaw Manchester Terrorists. Like we did, but...
Wait. What does the T stand for?
Terrorist.
Terrorist or terrorist?
terrorist, like well,
Like terror squad terrorists?
like you a terrorizer.
Oh, I thought it stood for terrace, like an apartment. You know how some apartments called terrace? Like in the Campanellas, they got a building there. It's called the Terrace. The Terrace Apartments.
No, like we was so
Oh, you
like the generation before me came with the CMT thing.
okay?
They found it. My generation established it. Like started just pushing it.
You took that label.
Yeah, we wore it. And we tried to hop on and off the 115 bus, make sure there wasn't no Crips on there jacking people. We did kind of like self proclaim to be terrorists.
Yeah, that doesn't help you in court though, unfortunately.
Right.
You know, and that's when you brought up Colton Simpson. His book didn't help him in court either because he went down for like crazy robberies, and his book is about doing robberies.
Yeah, man. How old is he today?
I'd probably say mid to late 50s, maybe early 60s.
Okay, everybody know the Harlems is known for getting money, man. They been getting money. If you read his book, they been like into the bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just say be careful with some of these titles that we put on ourselves because it doesn't go well when you're stuck in the corner over there and you're trying to fight your way out of it.
Yeah. You ain't lying. No, you ain't lying.
That's why I don't like guys that like take on these names like killer or shooter or they put these labels on their own name.
Well, Master P said he warned his brother not to pick that name, C Murder. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a good idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely not. Because then what happens when you get charged with a murder, and that's your name?
Yeah, and they saying you living up to your moniker. You know what I'm saying?
That's all the jury need to hear. A case like that needs very little evidence. His name is C Murder. He's charged with a murder, and then you could just fill in everything in the middle, and boom, you got your guilty verdict.
Right, right. That's crazy, yo. But yeah, man, it ain't. I don't know. In the recent years, it ain't been no more gang books like Inside the Crips with Colton Simpson. Monster Kody Book, like it ain't in the recent years it ain't been none.
You mean like in terms of autobiographies?
Right.
Yeah, there's been a few in different cities and different states, but in terms of there's Michael Champion wrote a book. He's from Raymond. He's on death row. He's one of the two dudes from Raymond that known for that notorious offense. Mm-hmm. Also, a guy from Kitchen Crip. His name is slipping me. He got a book out. That came out within the last 5 years. So there's been a handful, but they're not really widely known, and sometimes you can't even get them on Amazon. You gotta find these small bookstores. The dude from Bounty Hunter that's in prison, Mr. Moses, he wrote like 2 books. And they're actually pretty good historical books too, because he talk about the Green Jackets and all that stuff. So there's it's just they didn't go mainstream. That's what it is. Monster Kody Book went mainstream. Colton Simpson's book went mainstream because they didn't independently publish. A lot of these books that I'm naming are self-published. Monster Kody's book is, I think it's Let me see. Was it Random House? Let's see who published this book.
Hey man,
Penguin.
Somebody need to put Monster Kody Book into script form.
That's what we were thinking about doing because he technically his family probably owns the rights to the book now because the publishing company doesn't maintain the rights forever. They turn over to the author at some
certain time.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a Penguin book, and the Penguin is a big publishing company, and Colton Simpson's book is also with a big publishing company. That's the thing. The big publishing company is not paying the money like they used to for books. So everybody got to self-publish, and then nobody's ever heard of these books, except me. I make sure I find out about every single book that's out there.
If I had somebody writing a book on my behalf, man, I want that pen game to be like Monster Kody's, because he what's the word? I don't want to say he's poetic and be all cliche, but like he got away with words. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, he had all the time in the world when he was writing this book. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you had all the time in the world, I think your creative juices flow even better. Can you imagine that you sitting in a hole for like 18 months? How many songs you gonna write?
Right.
Unless you let the hole mess with your mental. And some people realize you got to stay busy when you're in the hole. You got to do something when you're in the hole. If you're doing nothing while you're in the hole, you're gonna go crazy. So write a book, write some songs, write a script. That's a lot of these dudes is let their creative juices flow in the hole.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pat myself on the shoulder. I think I'm strong-minded because I'm good with solitude and you know what I'm saying and things like that. Of course, I never did no shoe program. You know, like Monster.
Yeah.
Well, he was in the shoe. Like as soon as he hit the pen, they send him straight to the shoe because they think they say he got this influence and
He's validated, actually. I got the paperwork on him being validated.
Explain to the viewers what validated means.
Validated means you associated with a prison gang, and because of that, you get at least then you got an indeterminate shoe. I guess since the hunger strike, they got rid of that indeterminate shoe, and that indeterminate. You know what the indeterminate shoe means, right?
Right.
It means as soon as you touch down, Mr. Kody, come with us. You go into the shoe.
Straight to the shoe.
Straight to the shoe.
Ain't no walking the yard with the bros.
In fact, I had some great conversations with him about all the people that he's met in the shoe. He's met every single body that's a somebody. Mexican, white, AB, Mexican Mafia, Nuestra Familia, and they know him. They all know him. I've had so many conversations with like some high-ranking Mexicans remembering, oh yeah, I was in the shoe with Kody. You know, they remember him. So you do get to interact with, and it's a weird interaction. You're not face to face. You know, you're in these separate cages, but you know, creative people figure out creative ways to communicate.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, Monster family, man, y'all, man, get somebody put that in script form. You know, I just want to be one of the actors from Inglewood Families. You know what I'm saying? Going at it with Monster back in the days.
Yeah, so Penguin Books has been out since 1935. They got a 91-year history, and they're
91 years.
Yeah, 1935 they were founded. They are based in England, and it is it's a high-powered publishing company, and somehow they found interest in publishing this book. And I heard they gave him, if I remember correctly, I think they gave him like $200,000 book advance. Back in the 90s, you know,
That's a lot of money in the 90s.
Yeah, they ain't doing that no more. It's unless you're like Hillary Clinton, you know, somebody like that. I think they gave Hillary Clinton an $8 million book advance for her to write her memoir.
I wonder what they gave Michelle Obama.
Oh, you got to be someone like that to get that type of money. But that's why everybody's doing independent books, and that's why you don't be hearing about them anymore. You know, the internet has ruined so many hustles from the past. And that's another hustle that the internet has ruined, the book game. People ain't just buying books like they used to, reading books like they used to. People going on the internet.
I mean, the penitentiary, the jail system, they go stay reading.
Yeah, but you know, the jail system is not a big enough group of people to push a whole business. I remember we were talking about, I think that was FG and myself, we were talking about O.J. Simpson had a book, If I Did It. And I remember I just said, hey, I have the PDF file for that. So if anybody's interested in the PDF file, just send me an email. I was like, wow. I was getting email after email after email. And because I said it, I sent that PDF to everybody because nobody want to buy the book. So, and I didn't care about spreading that PDF file. You know, let the Goldmans come after me.
If I did it, that's crazy. No, yeah, he cold for that one.
Yeah. And then, the Goldmans changed the title. Well, they weren't allowed to change the title because, the Goldmans eventually took ownership of OJ's book because of the lawsuit, that they had against them. So they wanted to change the title. And I told this story before. I'll tell it again. Whoever was in charge of the transaction that told the Goldmans, legally, you can't change the title of his book. You own the book, but you can't change the title. So what he did on the front cover, he put the if as tiny as he could in the font, and it just said "did it." So if, and then I did it.
Right.
So you can't barely see the if. Isn't that cold though? Made the if small.
Yeah, they made it work today.
Yeah,
to their likings.
But I guess I'll say it again. Hey, if you guys are interested, just send me an email. I got that PDF for you, which is a very difficult PDF to find, by the way.
Yeah, man. I don't know if they'd be interested in these gangbangers in the newer generation stories because they do a lot of lying. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
Well, there was a couple things that people have challenged Monster Kody in his book too.
Only one I heard about the arm thing.
Yeah, the arm thing may have not been the way he described it in the book. But it's crazy. I interviewed an older lady.
Oh, you interviewed her?
I interviewed her.
She started crying.
She started crying. she tells the story about this, and I'm like saying to myself, wait up. I thought this was just a unsubstantiated rumor.
But she came back and apologized.
Then she came back and said, basically admitted that she was lying. So I was like, wow, ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy?
Honestly, bro, I think that happened. And I think they assumed the dude was from Rolling 60s.
It may have happened.
Because what are Rolling 60 doing way by Jefferson High School?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I think they assumed that, you know what I'm saying?
It could have been Monster got the story right and the name's wrong, or some parts of the. But it's hard. Nobody could even remembers. Yeah, I remember when such and such lost their arm, got their arm chopped off. Like,
so whatever he said that, we should be able to look that up.
Yeah.
So people tried to do that deep dive before?
I believe so. I think a couple people may have already touched on that. But when I interviewed that lady, I was like,
how did you find her?
That's Miss Trotter's mom. You know who what is her? She's from Trouble. What is her first name? I know her last name's Trotter.
Oh, okay. Oh, girl. I like talking about Keita.
Keita Trotter.
Oh, that's her mom.
That's her mom. Yeah. So I don't even remember how I tapped in with the mom, but I thought she gave a pretty good. Actually, let me tell you a story about that. She gave me a dope interview, and then called me up and was cursing me out because she didn't like something that I put in the clip. So I had to take it down.
The title?
No, it was a part of what she said. So I had to take it down, re-edit it, and upload it again. So I rarely ever do that for anybody, but you know, that was Keita's mom, and I didn't want no smoke with nobody. And I said, all right, I'm gonna accommodate you, crazy lady. Sorry, Keita.
Because I seen Kev Mack address that. He said, I've never met a Rolling 60 or heard one that had, you know what I'm saying, with the arm thing.
Yeah,
he felt strongly about that.
Yeah, and I think she came. I didn't see what she said when she addressed it, but someone told me she pretty much admitted that it wasn't true. I never watched it. Did you watch it?
I forgot what she said though.
Yeah, but that's crazy. You're gonna come on my platform and tell these stories, but you're right.
I don't think she said it was a lie. I think she said something to the effect like I can't remember. It's been a minute ago. I forgot. So okay, that was your platform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, she wrote a book. She has a book. That's one book I don't have on my shelf. There you go. There's one book I don't have on my shelf. But I was flipping through the pages of it, and she took the rest in peace list for all the Rolling 60s Crips. She put it in the back of the book, and guess where she copied it from? Like verbatim.
Your website.
She copied it from my website, the list I accumulated, and she put it in the back of her book because you know, on my list, there's certain dates I have, certain dates I don't have. I have certain birthdays, death dates. Sometimes I don't have any dates. I just have the name. So the way my list had it, she had it like that. I'm like, wow, that's called plagiarism, by the way. You know, and not citing the person. You just copied and pasted something and published it in a book off my website.
Man, rest in peace. My big homie Chili Red, he just passed away from a heart attack.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to him. One of the big homies.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you about a couple of people are getting their YouTube channels suspended, lost, and I've warned people back in 2024. I don't remember if it was Straight Politicking or one of the other shows that YouTube is going to be more aggressively pursuing channels that are not abiding by the community rules.
I recall.
And 2026 is going to be even more rigorous than 2025 has been. And I know right now, I heard Mr. Porter from
Hoover.
He's 11 Deuce Hoover?
Yep.
That's Chinaman from 11 Deuce Hoover.
I think he Little China.
He's Little China?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He has his channel, I guess, temporarily suspended. That means he'll get it back. That's good. Same thing with Young Ant. He got his temporarily suspended. He'll get his back. But I'm going to tell you right now, YouTube is not playing. They're not playing with most of the people who do reaction channels. If you're creating your own original content and if 90% of your videos are original content, then you're good. But if you're like, you know, dibbling and dabbling, half and half, and then you're doing these reactions, those reactions can be considered bullying and intimidation.
Cliff World. I just took Cliff World channel I heard from different for different. Don't nobody know the reason. I heard different things, but I don't know. Yeah, they coming for people channels, man. Everybody got the content safe.
Yeah, and if you get one, one bullying strike, you're still good. But once you get the second, I don't know how many they're gonna give you. I bet you by the third, it's a wrap. I bet you by the third, it's a wrap. And then if you look back at some of other people's channels, they're pretty much all about bullying. Like I can tell you right now, Whack 100's channel, I guess nobody's reported it. I mean, it's kind of dormant. He don't really do much on it. At least with Young Ant, he does numbers. Damien Porter, he does numbers. But Whack 100's channel on YouTube is nothing but a bully channel.
Right.
But he doesn't do numbers, so maybe it's off the radar right now for YouTube. But I guarantee you that channel's not going to survive the rest of 2026 if he continues to do what he does on that channel.
I bully bullies. Hey, everybody go check out Whack 100 was out here ironing Big U draws. That's the title. Go check it out.
Oh, man, you know what? I haven't even had a chance to watch that one. I haven't even had a chance to watch that one yet. Oh, man, I think I did see the title, though.
Yeah, I bully bullies. Ain't nobody scared of Whack, bro.
Now, I think on that video you did, correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't watched it, you're suggesting that not only did Whack 100 go out and buy a brand new outfit to go on a date with Big U, but he also bought Big U's clothes?
He bought a brand new designer outfit, put it out on the bed, laid it out with the shoes on top like it's his first day of school. Very excited. Very excited. And then the next, it's a picture of them together. He's very excited, very close. And then it's the video. And then it's clearly you done bought this man his birthday clothes, took him to dinner. They in Beverly Hills, and you're giggly. You said in the video, this is your first Versace shirt. You bought your first Versace shirt to go eat dinner with this big Big U. That's gay, bro. And then Big U didn't even seem like he appreciated the outfit. He said, man, this man got me in a turtleneck.
Oh, shoot.
He didn't even appreciate it, bro. Bro, stop ironing that man drawers, bro. That's what I'm saying. When they say idols become rivals, crazy. Real thing.
Hey, I think it's crazy that he even posted that. Like, it's to me, that just looks crazy, right?
He was proud. Look, bro, this the same dude that went on Gillian Wallow. And they said, named it like, the most, I don't know what word, Chris, but before Raymond Washington, before Tookie, before Monster Kody, he said, Big U. You idolized this man. You looked at him in a high regard. So for you to take everything you said back, you commended him on him going out and supporting his community and getting contracts. But now these are the same contracts that you attacking him about. It's just crazy. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that is crazy because I've had for many years an opposite relationship with Big U.
Right.
Never really spoke on it. Don't really care to go into it because before he got indicted, him and I, we pieced it up like maybe a year before he was indicted. But there was at least 5, 6, 7 years that him and I, we just did not like each other. And I will blame him. He knows that. I will blame him. Mm-hmm. But, to idolize a man is just insane. I never idolized nothing about nobody. And, that includes Big U and everybody else, but I was glad that him and I was able to patch things up and have a good conversation. And that was mediated through Skip. Skip called me up one day back in that would have been early 2024. That would have been 2024. And he said, "Hey, Big, you want to holler?" I said, "All right, you can tell him to call me." So he called Skip first before he called me. He had my number. He could have just called me directly.
No, he just knocked at the door, temperature checking.
Yeah. So, but to celebrate a man like that is crazy. I would never even posted that. That's insane.
Hey man, I never bought a homie an outfit for his birthday. That's for your bro to do. like, bro, I didn't. What? We getting a bottle. We going up tonight. You feel me? But no, I never. Nah, that's crazy, bro. And you can't ever talk ill against this man or try to demasculate him or talk anything foul about him after you done bought him a birthday outfit and took him to dinner.
I know that should not even be an option. That shouldn't even be an option.
Stop playing, man.
I did buy one of the homeboys some clothes when he got out of prison. I took him to the.
That's different.
Yeah, I took him to the mall and we went on a little shopping spree, and you know.
Oh, that's different, bro. You can help him to get him on his feet.
Yeah.
Fresh out, giving him a boost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, you took this man out for his birthday, bro. Like a straight female, man.
That is crazy, man. Let me read the bullying guidelines for YouTube and Google for those. I know that none of y'all ever read the guidelines. I'm sure you haven't even read the guidelines either, Munchie. Here are the guidelines for YouTube creation when it comes to bullying. It says, we do not allow content that targets someone with prolonged insults or slurs based on their physical traits or protected group status. That's you right there. Anyone that wants to talk about you being blind or how you got blind, because that's a protected group, boom, that's bullying. You know how many people's channels you can strike right now off of that one sentence, which I know you're probably not even going to do it, but you have that potential if you wanted to.
Right.
We also don't allow other harmful behaviors like threats or doxing. Hey,
Sheesh.
this dude Whack 100 put the address to one of my spots on his chat, and it's there still right now. That just lets you know I have left it. I haven't even pursued that yet, and I'll tell you, I might possibly do that one day. If he really, really wants to go tit for tat with me, I might possibly do that. But threats and doxing is illegal in YouTube, in the YouTube streets. That would mean anyone showing your house, your address, any place that you work, live, visit, family, that's all doxing. And I know you're thinking of someone that probably recently doxed you.
Yes, Sirski.
Yeah, because I just thought about it.
Right.
Keep in mind that we take a stricter approach on content that targets minors, of course. That's why I was able to get an Instagram channel snatched down that put pictures of my kids on it. Now, that's diabolical when you start taking pictures of people's kids because you don't like them and creating accounts.
Yeah, I ain't cool with that.
Yeah.
On target kids, I'll get on you all day, but you know.
In some cases, we may make exceptions for content with educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic context, including content that is in the public's interest. Now, for example, Snoopy Badazz can say that I'm bullying him on some of the videos that I've done on him, but he can't do it because of the way I package it. I package it under this sentence right here. We make exceptions for content with educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic content. So some people are allowed to get away with it if they package it in a neat, educational, or documentary style. That's the first paragraph. I'll read the second paragraph. If you find content that violates these policies, report it. Instructions for reporting violations of our community guidelines are available here. There's a link. If you find many videos, if you find many videos or comments that you would like to report, you can report the channel. For tips about that, how to keep safe, keep your account secure, and protect your privacy, and check out the Creative Center. So this paragraph lets you know that if you have been hit like Damien Porter, or Young at Heffett, that means somebody reported you. Because YouTube don't have time to find these things.
Right.
Because there's hundreds of millions of YouTube channels, but they're obligated to go through all the complaints and reports.
Yeah, Young Gang's been targeted for sure.
Yeah. I think everybody's being targeted. I got targeted on, I got one strike because of the Burbank police report. I showed it on a video I did, and I believe Whack hit the channel because the report shows phone numbers and addresses, which I wasn't even paying attention. I figured the Burbank police report is a public document, so if it's public, they should have redacted it. Actually, Burbank should have redacted
they
it.
blacked that out.
Yeah, so shame on me for not realizing that Burbank should have redacted the addresses of these people, and I accidentally showed it, so I redid it and blurred it. I just re-uploaded the same video and blurred out the addresses on the Burbank police report. So I'm good.
Yeah, man. People got to content safe, man.
Yeah, and it says here, if specific threats are made against you and you feel unsafe, report it directly to your local law enforcement agency.
I know a couple people that do that.
Hey, what's his name? Snoopy Badazz sent an email to YouTube talking about he feels unsafe. I feel unsafe because of the content I'm doing. But if you watch his content, for example, he's done multiple videos on Wacko that I could say that if I was Wacko, I'm sure Wacko ain't going to do this or say this, but they fall under the unsafe thing too. You're trying to put a target on a man. He's got like 5, 6, 7, 8 videos about one man, one person. He got off of Munchie B for some reason. He got off of Munchie B.
I don't want, man. It's like beating a dead horse. Like, even, you know what I'm saying, what that do. But I'm going to say this. The funniest removal off of YouTube is him reporting Spider-Loc about the music Spider-Loc is playing in his content as if he was David Blake, a.k.a. DJ Quick.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That's a false claim, bro. You're not him. That's not your music. How's you reporting this? Like, that was funny. He got his whole page snatched. Funny.
The whole page gone.
Finito.
And that was a page that was built for like 5 years that has all his original music, and it's gone. And now when he tries to upload his original videos, they get no motion. You know, no motion, bro. You should just give up on uploading the music.
I mean, the music ain't good though, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, the music ain't terrible, but it ain't, you know, no one's banging it. No one's playing it.
I heard one song that I like, and he got the green Power Ranger girl singing it, like some Snoopy, something like that. That was cool. Like, I'm not a hater. If I hear something I like it. I ain't gotta like you to like the song. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think in the beginning people thought he had potential, and like in 2018 when he started dropping music, quite a few people thought he had potential.
Yeah, that's when I met him.
But you know,
he was a good guy and very respectful.
But his background caught up with him, and that made it difficult for him to function in certain groups, and then eventually the music just fell off. You know, I think if he would have took a non-gangster rap lane, he might have found more success. But he took the gangster rap lane, and you got to be a gangster if you're gonna do gangster rap. Well, you don't got to be. I take that back.
Or already has some motion, and then they find out these weird things because everybody already a fan of you.
You just can't
be on your way up and then it's a spike trip like that. You in trouble.
Yeah, you can't have a past that's contrary to what you're rapping about. Although Rick Ross in Florida, I thought Rick Ross' career was over when those CO photos of him appeared. But because he did great music,
Right.
He was able to just weather the storm out.
That man he's rapping about selling keys, and he had keys to the cell. That's crazy. But what I was telling, I believe, T-Real, I was telling him, when you got these snitch allegations and allegations like that, when your talent override the allegations, you good if you got that talent, because people like that still listen. Now that's the problem with 6ix9ine. His talent don't overshadow the allegations.
Yeah.
So now he got to do viral interviews and stream with people like Kai Cenat and all these Aiden Ross. Like, you got to do things like that. But
does that have longevity though? Because the music has longevity. Can doing these viral streams and jumping on these platforms can it sustain him?
Well, I'm consistent. I said this early on, and I don't know where I said it at. Blueface rap career is over. I don't know where I said it at. He go have to be a reality star or you start podcasting and stuff. And look, what he doing? He's streaming. I'm telling you, bro, that song, I'm Gonna Get You, that don't equate to a hit because it's a TikTok sensation. It go crazy on TikTok. Everybody like it, but it's not up to his standards, bro. You had Tatiana's. He will never get back to that. Why? You got the wrong representation.
Yeah, but you know, that's how that singer D4 David, he blew up off of TikTok.
You could blow up off of TikTok.
Yeah.
He didn't. I'm talking about somebody that didn't need TikTok, and now he coming home trying to re-kick his career, and now he can't make it past TikTok. Difference.
Yeah. Well, 6ix9ine, even though his music is trash, I actually enjoy listening to the dude. I think he's a pretty smart guy. You know, considering that he became an FBI cooperator, I heard him defending using the N-word, and
he put up a good argument.
He put up a great argument for it. Like,
hey, but you know what? He's not a dummy though.
Yeah,
he's not stupid. I don't hear stupid at all. You know what I'm saying? He is a piece of crap. Like, for real.
Yeah.
But and then he's smart, bro. And he admitted. He said, he needed the blacks in the bang the black gang. He said his career wouldn't have went as far if he wasn't banging a black blood gang.
Well, because he took that, he chose that path, so he needed the gang.
No, but that was a good marketing tool.
Yeah.
Let's just say he banging Florencia or 18th Street. Whoop-de-doo. You a Mexican that's rapping, but you marketed yourself. You had all these people behind you with red flags and then the hair. Like he knew what he was doing. He not a dummy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that it worked, because in the early part of his career, I was like, this ain't gonna go nowhere. I was one of those naysayers. This ain't going nowhere.
Well, without the song Gumbo, is that what it's called? Along with what he was doing, it wouldn't have worked. Because all the other songs is like not that. But that Gumbo, whatever, I think that's what it's called.
I thought it was like called Gummy or something.
Something along the lines of that. But yeah, no, he not a dummy, bro. He not a dummy. He do dumb shit though.
So you think he could survive just by doing streaming content with other streamers?
Yeah, I think 6ix9ine can.
Yeah,
because he charge you up for an interview, and then whenever he do an interview, he got a viral moment.
I'm trying to pull up the name of that song,
Gumbo or some shit.
Which I didn't even like it, but I saw that a lot of the young kids they rock to it. Yeah, they rock to it. Well, he had an album in 2018 called Dummy Boy. It's probably off of that album.
Yeah, that fool. He was talking to Ack and said he had slapped me or something.
He said that? He brought you up?
Ack brought me up.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, man, I'll slap him. And then like them is like he blind, and he like even better. I'm like, this fool's crazy, man.
No, I thought that Big Sad would be able to like overcome all the allegations against him, because he does pretty good music, but so far he's kind of stayed stagnant. I think he's not sure what route he wants to go, because he's going at it with Blueface, I guess, right now.
Right.
That's not the route. I wouldn't recommend that route. You know, Blueface has no smut on his name as far as I know, right? He already just walked the yard. Now he's back, and Big Sad, you want to go at it with him? I don't think that's a battle that you're gonna lose.
He spoke up because he dissed his hood on a large platform.
But didn't he denounce his hood, Big Sad? Didn't he denounce?
Nah, he didn't denounce it. He said F him.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of like denouncing it.
Nah, he being a renegade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know he got them. He like being a renegade, but he said, yeah.
All right, man. Let's see. I wanted to talk about. I guess we'll talk about. YNW Melly update. I think I got a YNW Melly. You know, this guy caught another case.
In jail?
In jail.
Hopefully drugs.
Nah, it's not. It's witness intimidation. And they are going to. They charged him already for this new case, and now they want him to go on trial. He's about to go on trial for the new case, and
Before the other one.
Yeah, the double murder is still on hold.
So if he guilty of the witness tampering, then he automatically guilty of the other case.
Not necessarily.
Shit. I mean, how is he not? If you got witness tampering, you guilty of tampering with a witness on the case you about to be up to trial to go. Nah,
because the bar for witness tampering is really low.
Well, they need to put that in the same trial, bro.
Well, if it was in California, I think they would have just put an ad charge,
right.
You know, and continued everything on the same case number. But no, witness tampering has a very low bar. I remember the activist here in L.A., Najee Ali. He was in court because his daughter was on trial for something. When he was in the elevator, he said something to one of the jurors that was very kind of like, depending on the way you perceive stuff, you would have probably just said, oh, he was just looking out for his daughter. But the courts looked at that as witness intimidation. And he just said something very basic like, that's my daughter, and, she's a good person. And it was nothing aggressive. Let me just say that. I don't want to quote what Najee Ali said to the juror in the elevator. But once they got back to court after lunch, they charged Najee Ali with witness intimidation. Ain't that something?
Man, that was stupid on his behalf though.
But this is what they.
I know. He probably didn't, intend no malice, but why are you talking to the jurors?
Yeah,
bro?
they tell you right off the bat. The judge will tell you every day. Don't talk to the jurors. Don't talk to any of the witnesses. You know that not to do it. So
Yeah, I don't think he meant no malice, but that was a dumb mistake, man.
yeah. So that's when I saw that he got charged with witness intimidation, because intimidation sounds like a word that requires something physical. It's just talking. Just say something. Boom, intimidation. You know. All right. So motions filed in YNW Melly's witness tampering trial is the title of this article. The tampering charges stems from Damien's double murder charge in 2018, where he's accused of shooting and killing 2 longtime friends and then trying to make it look like a drive-by shooting. This article continues saying the rapper YNW Melly walked into a Broward County court in a blue suit and handcuffs as he greeted his new defense team. Melly's real name, Jamel Demons, the 26-year-old, is charged with tampering with a witness, accused of convincing a key witness in his first double murder trial not to testify back in 2023. The trial ended in a mistrial. The tampering charge stems from Demons' double murder charge in 2018, where he is accused of shooting and killing 2 longtime friends and then trying to make it look like a drive-by shooting. While in custody at the Broward County Jail in 2023, prosecutors allege Demons passed a note to a fellow inmate who made the phone call for him to, this is their words, to pressure the witness. The defendant is holding what appears to be like a kite, which is a letter from jail, goes under his door. Another inmate takes it, passes it through the wall. Another inmate grabs it on the other side of the wall and presents it to another inmate named Terrace Mathis. He then walks over to the phone, makes the call to Cortland Henry, according to the prosecution. In the tampering case, Demons' defense attorneys filed a motion asking that the written statements and phone calls from jail not be allowed in trial, claiming they were hearsay, but prosecutors clapped back, arguing it was crucial evidence in the case. That's funny that the writer of this article would use the word clap back on a mainstream media source.
It's 2023. Why it's coming up now?
I don't know why it's coming up now. Well, because his trial's about to start now. I guess they charged him a while back, but his trial for this is going to start this month in witness tampering. And
hold on. So whoever passed the kite had to be doing this telling because they took the script.
I think it's all on camera. I think they had cameras in this county jail, and the way that read, it sounded like they're watching. They're watching it. That was according to the prosecutor. Didn't it sound like they're watching it play by play, the way it was read?
Damn, they got a camera pointed to his cell or something? Like, god damn.
Well, they got cameras all on the tiers, right, and on the walkways. So it says here, this is according to the prosecutor, the defendant is holding what appears to be a kite. So that means they're looking at him. They're watching him, which is a letter. It goes under his door. Another inmate takes it, passes it through the wall. Another inmate grabs it on the other side of the wall and presents it to Terrace Mathis. He then walks over to the phone and calls Cortland Henry. So that looks like it's all on camera. And of course, they got the call recorded. So not necessarily did anyone have to tell on that. Now, if Cortland Henry has to be a witness in this case, that person, which I'm assuming is a female, has to come to court for this to stand.
It can't be that much violence in that jail, for sure.
Why? Because it's going from person to person?
They under surveillance and they, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they under heavy surveillance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, my last stay in the county when I was there for an extended stay, it wasn't no cameras.
Now there's cameras in all public areas, right?
No, it's cameras now, but back then, like, it was only, when you go to Wayside, it was in East Max facility. That was the only facility that had cameras, and that was the most turned up part. That's the, police just watching us beat each other up and shit. They don't care, but damn, like, sheesh, man. Hey, man, I hate to hear that because he got a lot of talent, and I don't know if he gonna make it through this.
Hey, can you believe that 2026 will mark his 8th year in custody? I believe 2018. Yeah, 8th year in custody. Now I have a clip about some updates regarding his trial. Let me play that now.
Criminal case involving rapper YNW Melly. His double murder retrial has now been pushed back to January of 2027. The 4th District Court of Appeals granted a stay in the case as it considers a motion filed by the state attorney's office that prevents the trial from beginning in the next month. Melly, whose real name is Damien, is accused of the shooting deaths of two of his friends back in October of 2018. He could face the death penalty if he's found guilty of those murders.
I want to remind people regarding the YNW Melly trial is that his co-defendant took a plea deal. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
YNW Bortlen took a 10-year plea deal.
Shit, if he started it, he should be almost out now.
I guess so. But he also got hit with some other stuff. I believe the judge said it was going to run concurrent. But in his plea deal, I believe that he might have to cooperate against YNW Melly.
Of course.
And let me play a clip of his plea deal. Here's YNW Melly.
If there's any physical...
Here's YNW Melly getting his plea deal.
Not YNW.
If there's any...
I'm sorry. Here's YNW Melly's co-defendant, Bortlen, getting his plea deal.
Right.
Sir, if there's any physical evidence in the case that we could test for DNA, that DNA evidence would not tell me that you were not one of the people in that vehicle when these crimes occurred. But actually the opposite would be true. If there was any such physical evidence that could be tested for DNA, that DNA evidence would tell me that you were one of the two people that was inside this vehicle when these crimes occurred. Sir, do you agree with that statement? State, do you agree with that statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, do you agree with that statement? Mr. Henry, understanding everything that I have talked to you about up to this point, do you still want to go ahead and resolve both cases today, right now? Defense, is he stipulating to a factual basis for the purpose of each plea in both cases?
Yes.
So, Mr. Henry, again, two cases. We're going to do one at a time. In case number 19, 1871 CF10A, as to count 3, accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, and as to count 4, accessory after the fact as to murder in the first degree. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? In case number 23, 10643 CF10A, as to count 1, tampering with a witness in a capital felony, and count 7, unlawful use of a two-way communication device. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I will accept your no contest pleas as to each. I'm going to find a factual basis to support each based upon my review of each electronic probable cause affidavit as well as your stipulation in court here today. I'm going to further find that you have freely, voluntarily, and intelligently waived your rights, that you have knowingly entered each plea with the advice of competent counsel who you've told me that you are satisfied with, that you understand the nature of the charges and the consequences of the plea. Accordingly, and pursuant to the negotiated agreement, I will sentence you as follows. In case number 19, 1871 CF10A, as to count 3 and count 4, I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in Florida State Prison. That will be followed by 6 years of reporting probation. I will impose mandatory court costs. Pursuant to 943.325, I will need a set of your prints and DNA. Pursuant to 938.27, I will impose a cost of prosecution of $100. Sir, I'm also ordering restitution in that case payable to Terry, T-E-R-R-I Bagley, B-A-G-L-E-Y, and Ashley, A-S-H-L-E-Y Phillips, P-H-I-L-L-I-P-S, and reserving as to the amount. I'm going to give the state 120 days to tell me the amount of the restitution. If they fail to do so within 120 days, there will be no restitution. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys agree on the amount, I will impose that as another condition of your sentence to pay back. If they come back with an amount and the attorneys do not agree on the amount, I will conduct a restitution here. That will conclude that.
And that's that. 10 years and restitution. And that makes it difficult for YNW Melly to go on trial by himself now.
Yeah, man. that shit is weird, man. It's a weird case to begin with, but like people take part in stuff and then at the end just like, you know what I'm saying?
It's been dragged out. Well, he got a mistrial on the first one. So if that case would have came back with with a verdict, guilty or not guilty, it would have been over with, you know, back in 2023, which would have been 5 years since they filed. But here we are 3 more years since then and still waiting on the second. Now we got to wait for this new trial on the witness intimidation.
So what if they don't have him in trial by the time this dude time is up and he just don't show up?
You talking about the witness for the intimidation?
This dude that just took the plea.
He's in custody.
Yeah, but he been down for a very long time. So his 10 years almost up.
Yeah.
If they don't have him in trial by the time, you know what I'm saying? If he get out before the dude trial start for the capital murder, he could really just break on him and not show up in court. You did your time already.
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing.
I mean, he gonna get violated, but
no, I'm gonna tell you what they do in California for that exact situation, because I have a case right now where the guy that's cooperating, he's already finished his sentence, but because it's taken so long for the trial, he's still in custody. That's a part of the agreement, at least here in California, that they made with this defendant to say, hey, we're only going to give you X number of years, but if this guy still is awaiting trial, you will not be released. So this is a case that was filed in, I want to say around the same time YNW Melly's case was filed, 2018.
But see, even if they still hold you in custody until the trial is over, you can still go in there and blow the trial. You can still go in there and pull a YSL Woody and act stupid.
I guess you can, but you know what? You have to abide by your agreement, or they can snatch it away. I'm sure the agreement says you have to be honest. You got to do this. You got to say this. You have to admit to what you've already admitted to us. Now, if you go in there and do a YSL Woody, see, YSL Woody wasn't in custody. He was in. It looked like he was in street clothes, so he cooperated as a free person.
Mm-hmm. He had immunity. The thing we debated about.
But we didn't debate about that.
We debated
no,
about
you debated.
No,
you debated that. No, I didn't debate with that. I know what immunity is. I deal with this shit all the time.
Whatever.
But the guy that's testifying against in the case that I'm thinking about, he's in custody. Woody wasn't. So I don't know. Woody can get away with that. He's a free man, right? I don't know, but I'm sure that if they're expecting YNW Bortlen to cooperate against YNW Melly, I'm sure they got that in the agreements. You know, I'm sure they didn't read the whole thing in court. You know, they just quickly went through it, and it was hard to hear Bortlen, but he was just agreeing to everything the judge was saying.
No contest.
Yeah, no contest. Yes, 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 yes. So he's basically pleading guilty to move on. But shoot.
Hey man, look, me being Melly, it's pretty much over. I get somebody power of attorney and I'll do a book just like OJ did, but instead it's gonna be why I did it instead of if I did it, why I did it, because man, I can't see him beating this.
Well, you know, YNW Melly's also looking at the death penalty.
Hey, he still got money, attorney money after all these years? I'm surprised he didn't went broke.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing, because I don't know if his money was like David, D4VD's money. You know, I don't know what kind of money he was making, but I remember reading that some of the conflict that these guys had started over a $200,000 advancement or check for music. And so they were getting some money, you know, they were getting checks like that.
He got a song with Kanye that was kind of cool. I know, maybe Kanye supporting me.
And I guess since he's the face of this YNW collective, he was expecting most of the money from the checks, I guess, even though it was 4 dudes. But yeah, man. And the last thing I'll say is the trial for YNW Melly is scheduled for January of 2027.
For the not for the tampering, for the
no, the tampering trial is going to start now.
Right, so next year.
The double murder is not going to start till January 2027.
Oh boy, gonna be out of jail before.
Yeah, because by that time he would have already got. That's 8. Well, how many years would that be from 2018 to 2027? That's 9 years.
Yeah, I don't know the percentages they do out there, but he should be out by the time the trial start. Man, hopefully he just flipped the whole script, man.
Now the question is, will they keep him in custody because they want him to testify and do like they're doing the guy I know that's in the LA County jail right now? He's mad because I'm getting his phone calls. I'm listening to his phone calls. So he's like, man, I'd be home already. I'd be home. And the problem was they already had a trial and it was hung. So what if they have another trial and it's hung? You know,
Yeah, snitches never prosper.
All right. Last thing I want to talk to you about is this shooting that happened on Normandie and Manchester at one of our favorite Los Angeles chicken spots. Louisiana.
The most notable Louisiana.
I guess so. I guess we got about three main ones. We got Churches, we got Popeyes, and Louisiana. And unfortunately, I was sitting here talking with Matt Ronald.
KFC.
That's like corporate America.
You talking about hood?
Yeah, like hood spots. Yeah.
All right.
Now I was talking with Matt Ronald yesterday. We did a episode of Streets and Scholars, and there used to be a fourth one that was black owned called Golden Bird, but Golden Bird kind of fell off.
They still got one.
They still got a couple, huh?
135th and Avalon.
Damn, the one on Normandie and Adams, man, they shut that one down. And Matt Ronald was telling me the very first one was the one on Adams, the very first Golden Bird. So we still got Churches, Louisiana, and Popeyes. And of those three, which ones do you mess with the most?
Louisiana.
See, I mess with the Churches because there's one right on 48th and Crenshaw, and that was close to one of my cribs.
Honestly, I think it might be Popeyes because there's more of them.
Now the Popeyes on Western, and I mess with the Popeyes on Western and Vernon. No, Western and King.
Yeah, I'm not going on Western and Vernon.
No, the Western and Vernon don't got nothing.
Yeah, they got
they got a Master Burger. Yeah. They used to have McGee's Donuts where that Master Burger's at, but I don't know, they got rid of that. But the Popeyes on King and Western, you remember when there was like this, I don't know, it was just like this rush for chicken sandwiches a few years ago?
Yeah.
What was that all about, man?
I don't know. The internet is powerful.
Because there was a line at the King and Western, the drive-through line.
At all the Popeyes.
Was going all the way around the corner.
All the Popeyes, bro. The internet is powerful, bro. They did the same thing with the patty pies.
Yeah. So the Louisiana one, I really don't mess with them that much because one thing is I realized the Louisiana ones are always mixed in by Chinese food, right? It's always some Chinese food and Louisiana chicken.
Yeah, that be mixed, that be crossed like the same way you'll see at McDonald's with a gas station.
Yeah.
You'll see a Louisiana mixed with a Chinese food place.
And I swear I ate a Louisiana chicken sandwich one day and it tasted like Chinese food.
Well, the thing about Louisiana, all of them don't taste the same. Every Louisiana is different. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like a McDonald's or a Burger King. Every burger will taste the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Places like Louisiana, all of them gonna be different.
So I think it's fair to say that these victims at this Louisiana chicken spot have not been identified. And I hate to go off of stereotypes, bro, but it's a good probability that they was all black.
I think it's a good probability they didn't gangbang because I ain't heard nothing. You know, the streets talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Manchester and Normandie is right up the street from my community.
All right. I got an article here. It's called At Least One Dead After 5 People Shot in LA. Now, that's a serious shooting. 5 people were shot by 2 suspects in a Los Angeles neighborhood, and at least 1 person was killed. According to the LAPD, officers responded to the 1400 block of Manchester Avenue. They're calling this community Gramercy Park, after reports of gunfire at 6:45 p.m. So it wasn't that late, pretty early in the evening. Upon arrival, officers located 4 victims with gunshot wounds, an LAPD spokesman said, adding that all 4 victims were men. According to the reports, there were 2 suspects that opened fire, striking the victims. The suspects fled on foot before getting into a getaway car. The 4 victims found at the scene were taken to the hospital, and another victim self-transported, bringing the total number of victims to 5. One of the victims later died. It doesn't say whether if it was the self-transported victim or one of the other 4. One died. The remaining 4 were still hospitalized, and their conditions were not immediately known. Police have not released descriptions of the suspects. Video from the scene taken shortly after the incident shows officers blocking off the front of a fried chicken restaurant near Manchester Boulevard in Normandie. And, of course, they're not going to give Louisiana any free advertisement in the article.
That ain't good advertisement anyway.
Yeah. Hey, when it says here that the 2 suspects walked up on foot and ran away, I was thinking, damn, could they have been Latino? But blacks do that too, though. Blacks will walk up.
Man, you crazy, man. He said couldn't. Man, bro, that like drive-by, although they still happen, they frowned upon these days.
Yeah, but that's how Big U's son got killed.
That wasn't a drive-by. He walked up to the car.
Yeah, but
It's not a drive-by.
I guess it's not a drive-by, but he shot from the car. Didn't get out the car. I think technically that might be considered a drive-by. Anytime you shoot and kill someone through a car without getting out, and you spat out, that's a drive-by to me.
Hispanics ain't the only ones bouncing out. And then how do you do a drive-by on a main street like Manchester?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that they're the only one.
What's the how many miles could you go on the main street?
35.
You can go 35 down the street, busting out the window. Like,
I mean, you're not gonna do the speed limit, and then all you gotta do is hit a couple corners, make a left or right on the back streets. Hopefully, no one has Ring cameras on those on those blocks. But obviously, everybody there's a Ring camera on every block.
right.
But if you take a path that they don't know you took, then that Ring camera will never be produced. So, turn left here, turn right there, turn left, go straight, go straight, go straight. Maybe do a U-turn, then turn left, turn right, and then get out of there. You might get away.
Them people was probably innocent because it's always a wild line outside that Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? A large line.
Oh, you're saying that the 5 victims might just be innocent bystanders?
Called strays. You know what I mean? At least 4 of them called strays. Probably 1 attended. Because that line is always crazy because the inside is very small. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never go to that one.
It's very small, so like the line always gonna be outside. It's crazy.
Some breaking news out of South LA where at least 5 people have been shot.
Let's go up to Gil Lavis, overhead in Sky 5. Gil.
Lauren and Lou, you're looking at the intersection of Manchester and Figueroa here. The shooting happened right around 2:30 this afternoon. LAPD 77th Division responded here. As I zoom in, you can see Figueroa is shut down at Manchester. The shooting happened just north of that intersection in this strip mall. You can see that the LAPD has this area cordoned off here. 5 people, as you said, were shot, were transported to a local hospital. Their conditions right now are unknown to us. But again, a large crime scene has been set up here, and it looks like for now, Figueroa is going to be shut down as a result of this shooting. That's the latest overhead up in Sky 5. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Now, I understand that Latinos don't own the walk-up shooting. Eazy-E had a line in a 1988 song where he says, F a drive-by, I walk up, So it is widely used by blacks as well, but blacks did popularize the drive-by shooting in the 80s.
Oh, then the mobsters, dude.
Well, if you go back to the Tommy gun days in the, let me see, what decade would that have been? Like the 30s? They did drive-bys where they were standing on the side rail of the car and shooting. But in terms of modern times in the 1980s, it was the Bloods and Crips, man.
Hey, even on Boys in the Hood, when he bust out the window and killed Ricky, that wasn't a drive-by.
Well, he pulled up in a red car. Didn't he pull up in a red car?
Drive-by is driving past, busting out the window.
I mean, but when you do a drive-by, you have to slow down for accuracy.
Man, on Boys in the Hood, they came to a complete stop.
If you want to get real accurate, you have to come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
It's very difficult shooting out of a moving car.
No, but the mobsters, they popularized drive-bys.
No, they did. They did in the 30s and 40s with the Tommy gun.
Right.
But then, it kind of died down. Throughout the 60s and 70s, there was really that type of shooting wasn't happening.
There was a lot of fist fighting and getting hit with bats and chains back then.
And getting stabbed.
Right.
And getting stabbed to death, And then when when the 80s hit, boom, back to drive-bys. Yeah, I was looking at the data on homicides in LA, and I was surprised to learn that 20% of homicide victims are stabbed. I thought that number would be smaller. So 1 out of every 5 people that get killed is killed by either a knife or what they call blunt force trauma, where you're just using your hand, strangle, choking, a knife, a non-gun, a non-weapon, a non-firearm, I should say. A knife is a weapon, but a non-firearm. I always thought that number was higher. So that I believe that if we got rid of guns, of course, knife violence would increase. I just think the gun makes it easy to kill somebody. I don't think it's going to reduce killing. You know.
Well, I ain't gonna say that. Never mind.
But yeah, I lost track of what we was talking about, man.
No, we was talking about how these drive-bys derived, but
So you're not calling the boys in the hood a drive-by because he came to a complete stop, busted, and then drove off.
Mm-hmm. I don't call that a drive-by.
No, that's still a drive-by. That's definitely a drive-by. You never got out the car. You had that shotgun leaning out the front seat.
So what would be the difference if he was standing right in front of the door, standing straight up, doing the same thing?
Because he would have to walk there.
No. If he still from a distance, standing straight up outside the car and did the same thing he did sitting down, like what's the difference?
Oh, you mean like got out the car?
Yeah, if he like opened the door, stood all the way up, and just did what he did and hopped back in the car, like what's the difference? Because that car came to a complete stop.
Yeah, well,
it seemed like he almost, how like people like squinch one of their eyes so they could see good out there. It seemed like he almost did that. You feel me? And blew Ricky back out.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call that because I don't even think that really happens.
It happens.
You pull up right in front of the target and get out the car, and then just shoot from right there.
I'm asking what would be the difference, because you wouldn't call that a drive-by, but what would be the difference from what he did sitting right in the thing, came to a complete stop and did that? What would be the difference from that and him just opening the door, standing straight up?
Okay,
I don't call it a drive-by.
The difference would be that if you were to receive return fire, it makes it that much harder now to get away. Because now you got to turn around, open the door, get back in the car, and drive off.
Yeah, but the whole thing is drive-bys is your car's in motion and you shooting.
Well, you have to slow down to shoot. Yeah, you definitely have to slow down to shoot.
If it's in motion, that's a drive-by. What they did on Boys in the Hood, that was not a drive-by. Just coming to a complete stop, shooting and pulling off.
All right, we're gonna find the official definition of drive-by shooting, because I know the sheriff's department actually tracks it like drive. They will actually categorize it. Drive-by and things like that. I don't know if the LAPD does it, but
I got shot, and I believe they labeled it car-to-car shooting. I was at a red light.
Yeah, that's one of the categories, car-to-car.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that just because you're at a red light don't take away the car-to-car part of it.
Yeah, but it's not a drive-by. The car was not in motion. You get me?
Yeah.
Just because he didn't hop out the car don't make it like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, so regarding this shooting, for everyone who's outside of California,
and I send my condolences to the person that lost his life, and get well soon to all the other parties, because it seems like we kind of play with the, you know what I mean? But we just touching on the concept of a drive-by.
Yeah, but this area is ETG, Eight Tray Gangster Crip area. I looked up the victims to see if they identified the victims, and so far, for whatever reason, they're not identifying the victim that passed. So they're deferring it at the moment. Don't know why. I guess we'll know in the next few days whether it was gang related, whether it was black or Latino, and whether it was related to the ETGs as being victims. That's definitely an ETG spot. They definitely go to that spot.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? But everybody goes to that spot. You know, anybody could have been there.
Right.
So, all right, man. Munchie B.
Mm-hmm.
Morals over money.
That part, everybody like, hype, and subscribe.
And MB_the mayor on Instagram.
Yes, Sarsky.
Our Instagram links are always in the description, and they're always in the show notes if you want to tap in with us and send us a message. Alex Alonso 101, all social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, and that's my other YouTube channel. And if you're listening to us on podcast platform, iHeart, Apple, or Spotify, shout out to y'all. Apple and Spotify are our biggest audience, so keep listening. And if you're on the Apple podcast, leave us a rating and a review. And on that note, we out.